Hey, don't tell the Grinch, but today I'm sharing a little sampling of some Christmas cheer. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Courtney, and here you will find budget-friendly DIYs and tons of home decor inspiration. Today I'm spreading a little Christmas cheer by participating in my good friend Shannon, the Daily DIYers Christmas in July collaboration. There'll be a playlist down below so you'll get tons of Christmas spirit. Now let's get into these DIYs.
For this DIY, you want to start by grabbing one of these small wooden trays from the Crafter Square section at Dollar Tree, and we're going to paint it. Now, how you choose to paint it is totally up to you, whatever you think Christmas represents as far as colors, but for my project, I think the colors that are going to vibe with it are definitely going to be red and white. So we will start by painting the base of the tray white. Let that dry. I'm going to tape that off and then paint the sides on the inside, on the outside of the tray, as well as the bottom of the tray with red. While that tray is drying, you want to grab some air baked clay. I've got two different brands. I needed a tan color, so that is in the Sculpey brand, and then I also needed a brown color, which is the Craft Smart brand that I picked up from Michael's. So I'm going to open up some packages here. I'm going to take about 2 or 3 packages of the tan and mold it into a little ball and then roll it out, and we're going to be making some faux cookies. Once the clay is all rolled out, you don't want to roll it out too thin, but the thickness of it is up to you. You want to take some miniature cookie cutters. Now these all came in a pack that I purchased last year from Walmart. I think it was like $2 or something for all of these little cookie cutters. And you're just going to start punching out your cookies with the cookie cutters. To get these cookies to bake, you want to grab a cookie sheet. I lined mine with some parchment paper. Set all your clay cookies down on the tray. You're going to set your oven to 275 degrees.
Hey Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
Now we are ready to move on to the next element in this display, and that is using one of these Gingerbread Men from Dollar Tree. They continuously have this little gingerbread man. Sometimes it looks different from year to year, but it's kind of a staple piece in their decor that they put out. And I found this color last year, and it's called Restore by Deco Art, and I feel like it is the perfect gingerbread color. It's not too dark, it's not too light. I absolutely love it. So the gingerbread will get this color all over him, and then for the little accents on his arms and legs, we'll go ahead and paint those white. For the bow tie, we're gonna paint that red, and unfortunately my white paint marker was all dried out, so I had to go in and kind of accentuate that bow tie free-handed with my white paint. We need to finish off this little gingerbread guy, and one thought I had was to let him hold up some type of sign that said, fresh cookies, cookies for sale, gingerbread cookies, whatever. But then I decided, let's make a pennant banner. So these 3 fabrics came from Hobby Lobby. They come from the section that's on the wall that's color coded, like it's not on the floor, but they always have these pattern of fabric. And we're just gonna start by taking these and cut out some triangles so that we can make a little pennant banner, and we're just gonna hot glue these triangles to a piece of red and white twine that I have, and then get that attached to the little gingerbread guy. At this point, the tray is ready to go. You could leave it just like this. I got very close to painting some peppermints on the bottom of the tray, but then I remembered that I had purchased from Design Bundles a really cute cut file, and I decided that I wanted to put that on the bottom of my tray. I will link that design down below along with all the stuff I'm using in today's video in case you have any questions about that. But in case you do want to make a cut file or make a printable or do something on the bottom, you're looking at 6 1/4 by 4 1/2. Now, of course, measure yours because, you know, it's Dollar Tree and they're not always consistent from product to product. So definitely double check it, but that's the measurement I got, and that's going to be your workspace if you decide to put something on the bottom of your tray. Okay, this next part, you guys, is so fun. So the key here, colored glue sticks. If you've been with me for a while, you guys know how much I love using colored glue sticks, especially around Christmas time, because it looks like icing. It's great for gingerbread houses. I mean, it is the best. I'm also going to be using some faux sprinkles. I bought these, I don't know, a year or two ago on Amazon. These are great if you like to make, you know, faux hot chocolates or do the spackle, you know what I'm talking about, where you sprinkle stuff on there. So those are always fun to have in your stash at Christmas time as well. Now, these are my tips when working with colored glue sticks because I do get questions about it. Number one, yes, I do have a separate glue gun for my colored glue sticks, but I only have one. I do not have a separate gun for every color. I just use one gun. Number two, if I know I'm not going to be using a lot of a color, I will cut the glue sticks in half. I would not recommend cutting them any shorter than half, but I will cut them in half if I know that I don't need a whole bunch of that color. Number three, when you go to change your colors, there is going to be some overlap. So you need to, you know, let's say you're changing from white to red. As the white goes out and the red comes in, they actually kind of mix together and it makes pink. So you're going to have a little bit of that. And when that extra glue is coming out, what I do with that is I squirt it into a silicone mold. They have all kinds of molds for different seasons. And number one, you could use that in a glue pot if you happen to have one of those for florals. You can do that. Or you can turn them into push pins or even just paint them and add them to your decor pieces as well. The last thing that I try to do when I'm working with the color glue is I try to use all of one color at once instead of switching back and forth, you know, going white to red and then, oh, back to white. I try to go in and use that one color, and then that way I'm only having to switch it one time. The last step here is to attach our little gingerbread dude to the tray, and to do that, I'm just going to use some hot glue to secure him to the back. Now, you certainly could just leave this as is. You don't have to put these little faux cookies in there. This might even be cute if you have a little entryway table to put it by there and throw some peppermints or candy canes in there. That would be cute as well, or you could use these faux cookies. Once I put the cookies in there, I felt like it needed a little something on the front because you could see just kind of the red plain tray, so I added some of these peppermints. These are something that Hobby Lobby has every single year in their ornament section. I just kind of trimmed off that little hook knob, whatever the thing on the top is to tie the string through. And then I glued 4 of those to the front of the tray, and then this one was ready to go. Rolling into this DIY, you will need one of these little fence picket signs from Dollar Tree. Now, if you saw my mystery box, you saw this one. It's the summer themed one that I made with this. I am going to make another directional sign, but the kicker here is I didn't want to do your typical, you know, reindeer parking, candy cane lane. I didn't want to do one that's just themed to movies like the elf one because I've already done a bunch of those. I wanted to do one that's going to kind of encompass a bunch of the best Christmas movies. So stick with me here. The first step is to cut this apart. I'm using my miter shears. This one actually didn't come apart as easily as the one I did for the summer directional sign, but yeah, you just want to cut it apart and then sand it. Just keep in mind there are teeny tiny little nails in this thing, so as you work with this, just keep that in mind because you don't want to poke your fingers. Moving on to paint colors now. So I'm going to paint 3 of these arrows with the Crimson Red Waverly chalk paint, 2 of them with the Fern Green Waverly chalk paint, and then the little container I have here is like a gift box paper mache thing from Dollar Tree. You just want the lid from that, and you're going to paint that white. I did use my Cricut Joy for this next step. I created a file that's going to have 5 different movie themes with names. If you don't have a Cricut, then this is what you can do. I also made this into a printable. Print it out, and you can either, if you have transfer paper, just trace over the letters and transfer it onto the arrows, or just scratch the back with the pencil and transfer it again. Then grab yourself a white paint pen and you can get the same look just as easily. If you do happen to have a Cricut, I will link that cut file for you down below in the description box. We need something to attach our arrows to, so I will be using this square dowel rod that I got from Hobby Lobby and the scrapbook paper also from Hobby Lobby, and I'm gonna wrap my dowel rod with the scrapbook paper and use just some hot glue to secure it around the dowel rod. Once that scrapbook paper is all around the dowel rod, then I will glue down my arrows using hot glue, and then I need to poke a hole in the little white base that we'll be using, which was that lid that we painted white, and I'm just going to kind of poke a hole until I get the size that I need. Our sign is down at the base. Now we need to secure it. So to do that, I grabbed some tumbling tower blocks, and I'm just going to use some hot glue here and attach a tower block to each side of the dowel rod. And then this sign is top heavy, so I am going to also glue in some of these Dollar Tree rocks to the base that will help weight down our base. And then you might notice I also ended up gluing one of those little peppermints that I used in the first DIY to the top of my sign. To finish this sign off, I definitely felt like it needed some snow, so I'm going to be using that white hot glue colored stick again and just kind of drizzling it here and there, letting it kind of hang down all on the different little arrow signs. And then also on the base, I'm just going to kind of blob it around until I like the look that it has. Super easy is the name of the game on this DIY. You want to grab one of these metal bottle caps that Dollar Tree has in the crafter square and put a printable in it. So I've created 2 different printables. I've got this one here, the homemade gingerbread cookies, and then another kind of more, I don't know what you want to call it, whimsical, simple, whatever you want to call it. I will link both of those down below. Cut out your printable and then attach it to your metal cap with some Mod Podge. From there, I wanted to change the hanger out and make it a little bit different. So I took 9 pieces of this red and white baker's twine and I grouped it into 3 groups of 3, and then I braided it. So the easiest way to do this was to thread it through, tie a knot, and then go ahead and braid it, thread the other end through and tie a knot so that I kind of had more of a, I don't know, just a cuter hanger than just the brown twine. And to finish it off, I just wanted to keep this super simple. I added a piece of greenery and some berries that came from Dollar Tree, and that's it. This one is finished. And there you have it, 3 DIYs that will hopefully tide you over until the Christmas DIY season officially starts. Let me know down below which one of these DIYs was your favorite. Also, let me know in the comments, what is your favorite Christmas cookie? If you're still loving Christmas in July, here are some more videos that you might enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.